Hey everybody, what's going on? Now, I'm getting confused. I did last year about the different episodes, how BET would kind of mix up the numbers. Look, I'm going to talk about what I just saw, and you guys can jump in or whatever. Welcome everybody to Periscope, YouTube, and Facebook. The episode I just actually watched, I watched on DirecTV directly. It was like, it's an episode 4, season 2. Okay, so I'm hoping that we're in the same number. If we're not, y'all keep me together in the comments like y'all always do. Now, last I saw, excuse me, the beginning of the episode, it shows Sabrina going into her guest room because, of course, with all the drama once again that Miss Andy is going through, she has nowhere to go, so she's staying in Sabrina's crib. They drank, they had a whole, sister girl moment, all of that. Well, Sabrina wakes up and she's like, "Girl, get up." Andy's like, "I'm staying right here in my bed. I'm going to forget the world. This bed is comfortable. I don't want to deal with it." Sabrina's like, "Girl, like, you going to do something. You a fighter." And, you know, after everything, Sabrina's like, "I got to go to my job today." Now, remember, Sabrina's job told her to go to the house. No word, no nothing. Well, they called her this morning and told her to come on in for a meeting. She doesn't know if she has a job or not. And this was all because of her friend. I'm just being honest. Andy transferring that money for Gary. I thought hearing this would make Andy get up. Well, it actually did not. Andy's hurt. She doesn't want to open her heart. Sabrina's trying to get her to do that. So anyway, we move on to some drama. You remember Zach and Fatima, or Fatima's driving and Zach is going to the hotel, the same hotel that Karen's secretary, who I think should be fired, sent the wine and everything over and told, "Hey, Bright Star," and actually told Zach where Karen was going to be. Now, let's go ahead and go to the hotel room where everybody was actually at, even before the episode came on. Karen with the new do, hair flattened, looking so cute. And Aaron, instead of your regular romp in the hay, we saw him tasting some fruits. I was like, you know what? That is what's up. I was like, come on, second season. Come on with a little heat. I'm liking. So Fatima is driving, and her and Zach, are just kind of having like really small talk. Fatima trying to figure out, you going to expensive hotel, you riding a bike, how are you able to afford all this? Zach, he has an attitude like all the time. And she was like, "I'm tired of your attitude." She kind of checks Zach, which I like. Because his attitude really is horrible. But she did hit him with her car. He finally lets out, he's frustrated. I could just see that. I'm angry. I want to know what my ex is doing. I said this, I already knew what was going to happen. So she brings him to the hotel. Thanks to the nosy secretary who told Zach everything, remember? So anyway, he goes to the hotel, like the guy at the door has champagne and everything, and he's like, "Oh, I'll just take it to Kiss Karen, right?" The hotel guy's like, "Yo, no, you need the key. Open the door." He kind of like played it like, "You have the key. Open the door." He was like, "No." Zach is so stupid because he just got into the program for people who, offenders who've been in jail but second chance, and he just. So the guy leaves because knocks on the door. Karen doesn't open because Karen is getting her swerve on with Aaron. So when the guy that works at the hotel walks away, here comes Zach, unlocking the door illegally, screwdriver, I don't know what he has, with tool, gets inside, busts through the door. I mean, when he is right up, in it. You didn't even see his face because it was down low. Okay, that's how good it was. Zach comes in, pushes Aaron off to the side. Karen hops up, pissed for a lot of reasons. For one, you interrupted, but she's trying to stop whatever about to happen. He really didn't hit him. It was almost there. He called her a bitch. Let me say something to you, Zach. You messed up with that. Because regardless how upset or mad you are for you to do all that, because what you saw, and now y'all were together, and she even said, "We aren't together. I've been trying to tell you that I told you to leave me alone. Give me space," Karen said. So anyway, they took all of Andy's stuff. And I forgot to mention, I remember when her and Sabrina was sitting there while she was laying on the bed, Sabrina was like, "Well, here's some credit card to get you some clothes." Andy gonna say, "I gotta have all your credit cards to get me some clothes," because trying to say she has exquisite taste, expensive taste. If that my friend, I would say, "Look, here's the credit card. You can't get an outfit. Outfit is, and you don't need the outfit." Okay. I was just like, "Ooh, yeah." Well, I mean, she is a lawyer, and I understand the standards, but no. So they're trying to have this little situation, this little party for Maurice. Sabrina stops by the club before heading to her meeting. To check on her man and Calvin at the club. Calvin has an attitude again. It's one of the guys that works at the club was like trying to talk to him, of course, with the passing of his dad. And he had an attitude, like I said again, and he was just like, "Look, I'm just trying to, you're in the mood. I'm gonna leave you alone," because he kind of went off on him. You're going through grieving. People grieve different ways, obviously. So all of a sudden, Sabrina shows up, and she's like, "I'm coming to check on my man and see how he's doing," and offered, of course, help or anything if needed as she's getting ready to go to the meeting. Then all of a sudden, here comes Maurice extravaganza coming in, talking about he wants all this and that, and it was a surprise, and who are gonna be here, and which is good because it means he's getting back to himself, honestly. So, and also too, we have to not forget that Calvin told Sabrina that he loved her, and it was quick passing, but he did say it. Let's get to something that's kind of important here. I want to talk about Danny and her cowboy. Now, the last episode, he did admit that his parents were racist. And as they were there today, as she woke up, after they probably had a great night, she was handcuffed. Obviously, she handcuffed him before. It's her handcuffs, whatever. She was like, "Go ahead, Big Joe, ha ha ha. Take me out of these handcuffs." Well, he thought it was a joke, thought it was funny, because of what she did to him, not being malicious to me. But then he said something that even myself, when he said it, I was just like, "Oh, wait a minute," because she was laying there, and I did before she even said it herself. I knew she was laying there naked. She said, "I gotta pee. Take the handcuffs off." And after he said something to the effect, uh, oh, telling her, she said, "Please." He said, "I want you to beg. I want you to beg, gal." And it was the way that he said it. I was just like, I was immediately like, "Oh, H, no, wait, what?" I've been called that before and had to go off or deal or situations that in the South where being called gal or girl is very offensive. She said, "Get these handcuffs off me now. Find the key." She was mad. She said, "Right now." And she had every right to be upset. So he got the handcuffs off. She went to the bathroom, used the restroom or whatever. And she said, She said, "You don't need to be careful with that type of language. Saying stuff like, gal, you can't say that." What now while she's saying this, she's in the bathroom, he's on the outside listening. He kept saying, "I'm sorry." He seemed very sincere. He's like, "I'm sorry, I didn't know." And while she's talking, and she's like, "I'm not gonna be doing this type of games, foreplay, or whatever." And then when she came in the bathroom, he was gone, and she said, "Wow, wow." Now Andy actually Well, Fatima recommended a lawyer for Andy, and Andy had spoke to him the night before, and they spoke about Gary's situation. And Andy said she believed that he was innocent, and even Sabrina felt like that this was a setup with the wife and the guy that attacked Andy last season. Let me get a quick drink. Hold on. hmm So she told the lawyer about everything, and so he went to go see Gary. Gary to me is so small minded. So he goes to Gary, try to get any kind of evidence or anything. Because, obviously he is being recommended by Fatima, and him and Fatima have a relationship that we don't know about, but you can tell they have something going on. And so he's talking to Gary and, finding things out, what happened, and see, let him know he can represent, need more evidence, just finding things out. And, he made a statement saying Andy's a good woman. He was like, yeah, I could tell, right? Yeah, she is. Well, what does that mean? And he's like, what do you mean? What does that mean? We spent a few hours last night, and she's amazing. Last night, few hours doing what? Talking about you. And what else? He's like, okay, so if you got something to say to me, be straight up and say it. Here's Gary. I don't have anything to say. I'm like, bro, oh my God. So he ended up leaving. Telling Fatima he's an a-hole. He said, I'll do it for you. Okay. So Andy comes to the office. Hmm. Yes. Oh, before I say that, before I say the Andy part, Karen ended up going to her hotel because she got even mad at Aaron. Aaron's like, stay here with me because Zach ended up getting arrested. The guy that was at the hotel was some kind of whoever was undercover ended up arresting him, and he was in jail 24 hours. And Karen went to sleep at her beauty shop. Her nosy secretary was there, who I would have fired. Like I said, fired. Okay. She gonna say, "Oh, I sent the champagne that you was like have a good time." She said, "Wait a minute, how did you know about that?" She ended up finding out that she sent Zach over there, and as soon as she would have said she sent Zach over there, you fired. You have 2 weeks to hire. I don't know what I would have did, but I would have been so mad. But she was trying to help, but she knows the. I don't know. Anyway, she said, "Well, he ended up coming in. I was with Aaron," and she was like, "Oh snap! I didn't know all was gonna happen. You gonna get Zach out of jail?" She's like, "What?" And when Aaron was like talking to her, he was like, you finna go get Zach out of jail?" She said, F him. And then she said, if I was going to get Zach out of jail, that's my business. Point blank, period. Men and women, mind your own business. The woman wants to get a man out of jail she knows or cares about, or don't want to be seeing him being treated bad by the system. What's wrong with that? She can do that on hating a man, loving him, or whatever. But a man should not get like that. Oh, she's gonna go bail him out of jail. Did do you not know it might be deeper than that? Come on. Anyway, let's get to the juicy fruit, the best part. So Andy goes to the office. Okay. She walks in. I said to myself, I remember in my head I was thinking, I hope she's recording the whole conversation. So she walks in and she sees him, the same man that gave her crap. And I was like, somebody man, right? I've already won her. Still believe that. So when he walks in, I'm sorry, when she walks in, excuse me. At first, Fatima was like, "Go, go!" She's motivated. Go get him. She calls the office. Oh, she's here to see you. Blah blah blah. When she walks in, her suit was everything. She spent some money on that. So she walks in and she's like, "Oh, so I know that you, Jasmine, and y'all was all in on getting Gary and all that stuff like that. And he was like, "What evidence do you have?" And then I was she kept talking to him, and he said, "Okay, look, what if I offer you $1 million?" She was like, $1 million? Yeah, you can say it's because you're black, only black woman here, discriminatory suit. She was like, yeah. If I'll be forced to go to the partners to convince them $1 million. She was like, So she gets a little bit of tea because she lost the evidence that she had before. Not lost it, but it's an FBI hand when they raided her apartment and took everything. So she busted into the partners and started saying he's a fraud. He's chasing behind her. He almost fell with his punk behind. So I mean, weak man, weak. So to me, for you to treat a woman like that, anybody like that, and he's evil because he's with those people. Now I'm saying Gary is a good person because Gary is a piece of trash, but to do all that for the insurance money and to mess up the firm, I'm happy she went there. She was like, she had a tape playing, and he said, she's like, I'll play all of it. I'll tell you what happened, and I'm happy she finally got that out. And then after that, in the firm, the partners was like, you need to take a day off to him, and he said, if everything is true, I'm gonna call you. Hear from me. So it's like she's probably get her job back. Everything would be not the best. I don't know about the Gary situation, but when she came out of the office off of team, when she fell into, as far as Zach is concerned, Zach called for Tima. And that cop that I think that wants Zach is jealous, being all messy. She called, and I'm pretty sure Tina's gonna bail him out. But the thing about it is, they're bringing his housing and his money, where actually Zach can make some money. This whole thing may be a setback for him, and I hate that because the program that he's getting into, he'll be able to work with his hands, build houses, and make money. And I can see Zach becoming big time, making money, driving nice cars like everybody else is, and but with this happening, it's a setback. I don't know. I don't know, but I was very, very recently. I was very empowered to see the women get together, trying to, you know, even Danny with her funny behind because uh, I really didn't like the part about her and her boyfriend. She's probably thinking now he's racist. She's like, you told me your parents are racist and you call me gal like that? So I don't know what's going to happen with that situation. Bright Star, thank you. When I do these reviews, sometimes I recast, I don't look at the chat, but I know that you here. This is one of my moderators who I shout out to my moderators. Bright Star is the day one who is in here. And whether they're here working, break, whatever, Bright Star, that's what's up for the support. But that was my recap and my review of this episode. I really enjoyed this episode. Like I said, the numbers, I feel like the episode is mixed up. So y'all just correct me in the chat. I'm sorry, in the chat or in the commentary. The episode I saw on DirecTV is the episode 4. 3, maybe I did a review, maybe I skipped it. I don't know. But look, we're moving on. If I could do 3 recap back in another episode, whatever. But this episode that I saw was 4. So shout out to the cast, Katie Smith, Mijan Vaughn, Devell Ellis, Ebony Novi, Cheeto, Trinity Whiteside, Brian Jordan, Andy Dalton, everybody else. Shout out to you guys and BT Tyler Perry, of course. So this is Reviews, and that's all, folks.